The day is finally here. Hi, friends. Today, we will be having a conversation with Adiba Nelson. Adiba is the author of the forthcoming memoir, Ain't That a Mother, from Blackstone Publishing, coming in spring of 2022, May 3rd to be exact. She is an award-winning children's book author, meet ClaraBelle Blue, and the subject of the Emmy Award-winning documentary, The Full Nelson. In addition to writing, Adiba is a regular contributor to the Arizona Public Media Show, Arizona Spotlight, and travels the country speaking about the importance of DEIA from a disability perspective: diversity, equity, inclusion, and access. Adiba and I met several years ago at an event called the Body Love Conference and became friends. I am always honored to be in her presence. I think a lot about how different we have become in these last few years, showing up with love and sharing growth. Adiba tells it like it is, and I love that in the humans I choose to spend time with. Each time Adiba and I sit and relate with each other, the more I learn about her and the more I love. And now you get to hang out with us. Are you ready? We have been planning this for a long time.
A really long time.
And now we're just finally committed to it. And now we're
Yes.
here. So I'm so excited.
Thank you. Me too.
And so much more has happened in your life since
we first started talking
trying
about
to plan
it.
all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot more has happened.
Yeah. Today we're drinking your own creation
Yes.
called The Big Bang.
The Big Bang.
Cheers.
So we have Di Serono, ginger ale, and cranberry juice.
It's absolutely delicious.
Thank you. I love it for the holidays.
So there is so much to talk about. And I think probably the biggest thing that you have coming up right now is the book.
Yes.
And right on the cover, it says postpartum, palsy, and everything in between.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about postpartum, palsy, and everything in between.
Let's do it.
And one of the things we talked about today in the beginning was talking about perseverance.
Yep.
And throughout all of those things,
Yeah.
perseverance is really a requirement, I guess.
It's a lifeline. Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
So perseverance is one part, right? Mm-hmm. Perseverance is basically the art of keeping on. You're going to keeping on.
Yeah.
But then the second part of that is claiming the life that you want as you're keeping on, right? Because you can just keep on aimlessly, like just going through the motions every day and not giving up. And that's fine. Like that is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me personally, I just don't like to float aimlessly. It doesn't feel good. And I know that I'm here for a purpose, like for a reason. And when I say here, I don't mean like Tucson. I don't mean this house. I mean like on this planet, I have a purpose. I'm here for a reason. I had to figure out what that was, claim that for myself, and then like just straight arrow for it and keeping on regardless of what got in the way, what happened. But I had to persevere through a whole lot of... Can I curse on this thing?
Oh, yeah. No.
Okay.
Fuck yes.
Fabulous. I had to persevere through a whole lot of shit to get to the point where I could claim my life and then continue to keeping on through that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's that book, Ain't That a Mother, I would say it's a guidebook in perseverance. A little bit, sure. It's, as I was writing it, I was like, people might need to know what they're about to get into. Mm-hmm. Right. It's not just like this sweet, fun mother book. Mm-hmm. Like, it's called Ain't That a Mother for a reason.
It's raw, it's truthful, it's real, and it's how you always show up.
And so this was probably one of the scariest moments for me as a parent going through postpartum. It was around 6:00 p.m. and Emery had just woken up from her last nap of the day, screaming bloody murder at the top of her pint-sized lungs. She was hungry and had no qualms about letting me know. I got up from the couch and walked into her room, already feeling the anxiety rise in my chest. In my head, I was trying to talk myself down out of the tree I was climbing en route to the highest limb I could find. I wanted to get as far away from my child as I could. In reality, I was quietly swaddling Emery as fast as I could so I could place her in her favorite chair and start making her bottle. I needed the screaming to stop as fast as possible. As I attempted to fold the bottom of her blanket up and over her feet, I noticed that my hands were shaking, and in my mind, I was getting higher and higher in that tree, closer and closer to that far-out limb. I managed to get her swaddled pretty tightly, perhaps a little more tightly than need be, and got her to her chair, but she wouldn't stop screaming. She was getting louder and louder by the second, and that limb was getting closer and closer. The far-out limb was now within reach. This tiny baby, who probably felt like I was starving her, scrunched up her face and screamed and wailed the most piercing scream I had ever heard. Every breath and wail felt like an indictment of each of my failures as a new mother. I felt the hot tears pour out of my eyes, and that's when I grabbed for the limb. I bent down and picked Emery up out of her vibrating chair and held her at arm's length. She was still screaming in my face, but I refused to hold her close to me to comfort her. Instead, I held her at eye level and screamed back at her. What? What do you want? Why won't you stop screaming? Stop it, goddammit. Just stop. What is wrong with you? Stop it. In my mind, I felt that far out tree limb I had grabbed onto begin to splinter. In reality, I felt my grip on my screaming daughter's swaddled body tighten, and in a brief moment of clarity, I knew exactly what was about to happen if that limb broke. If I didn't put her back in her chair immediately, I was about to shake my baby. And that's what postpartum was like.
It's so real.
It's so real. Like,
I'm going to get all teary-eyed, sorry.
you can't decipher what is the reality of what will happen and what is not. Mm-hmm. But in that split moment, I knew I was like, I better put her the fuck down. Like, I don't know how I had that moment of clarity, but that's how it felt. Like I was climbing a tree, just trying to get the hell out of there. Yeah. And I was like, here's my way out. Here's my way out. But
look at you now.
I didn't do it. Yeah, look at us now. I hope that when people read Ain't That a Mother, they see a piece of themselves and they feel, I hate to use the word, they feel empowered to live in their whole truth and speak their whole truth and know that, like, no matter how messy it is and how horrible you may think it is, like, you're not going to die and the world will not spontaneously combust. And in a minute. And if they judge you, they judge you, and that's on them. That's not on you. How they choose to view you is their issue. It's nothing to do with you. I really hope that people reading it, like, they get that. And I really hope they understand, like, you can tell the absolute worst truths about yourself and still be okay. You can still, like, people will still love you. They might even love you more because you're living in your whole truth and now you're giving them permission to. That's what I hope.
Thank you.
Thank you.